Hello, and I welcome you to the UPSC Prelims Chaturya series of SHANTHA Lakshmi IAS Academy, wherein we would be discussing daily prelims MCQs from the Hindu, Indian Express, and PIB. So, in today's session, we would be discussing prelims MCQs from the current affairs of 5th and 6th November. So, let's begin. The first question, with reference to the Helicobacter pylori, consider the following statements. Statement 1, it is a virus that affects human nervous system. Statement 2, it infects a person during his childhood. Statement 3, it is treated with a combination of antibiotics and proton pump inhibitor. How many of the above statements are correct? Only one, only two, all three, none. So we have been discussing this question with reference to a news article in the Hindu. The National Institute of Cholera and Enteric Diseases had made quick detection of drug-resistant Helicobacter pylori possible. So this Helicobacter pylori has become drug resistant to most of the antibiotics such as clarithromycin as well. So it takes about a week to know the drug sensitivity of the bacteria. So this NICED has developed a process that made quick detection of drug resistant Helicobacter pylori possible. So in this context, you need to know about the Helicobacter pylori. And coming to the answer to this particular question, statement 1, it is a virus that affects human nervous system. No, it is not right because it is a bacteria. It is not a virus. So Helicobacter pylori is a bacteria that infects stomach lining and as well as small intestine. It doesn't affect the human nervous system. So statement 1 is wrong. Coming to the second statement, it usually infects a person during his childhood. Yes, it usually infects a person during his childhood. Third statement, it is treated with a combination of antibiotics and proton pump inhibitor. What is proton pump inhibitor? Proton pump inhibitor is a medication that limits the acid secretion in the stomach. So this Helicobacter pylori, when the environment is acidic, it changes itself into a spherical form and become resistant to the antibiotics. So this proton pump inhibitor increases the pH and reduces the acidity in the stomach and reduces the chances of this Helicobacter pylori to become drug resistant. So the third statement is also correct because it is treated with a combination of antibiotics and proton pump inhibitor. How many of the above statements are correct? Only two statements were correct. That is, the second and third statement were correct. Only two statements were correct. B is the right option. So if you look at this picture, this is the Helicobacter pylori, which is in a spiral shape, and it has a flagella as well. This is a flagellated bacteria that grows in digestive tract and attacks the stomach lining. It is adapted to live in harsh and acidic environment of the stomach. It can also change its environment as well. This infection usually happens during childhood, and these infections are usually harmless, and sometimes they are responsible for ulcers in the stomach and small intestine. So what is the treatment for this? The treatment is sometimes referred to as triple therapy. In case of triple therapy, we will give 3 drugs in a single dose. In case of this Helicobacter pylori, we would be giving proton pump inhibitor, clarithromycin, and amoxicillin or an imidazole. So this triple therapy is the first line treatment for Helicobacter pylori infection. Coming to the second question, consider the following statements about Pradhana Mantri Awas Yojana. Statement 1, it aims to provide housing for slum dwellers in urban and rural areas. Second statement, beneficiaries should not own a Pakka house in their or family member's name. Third, it is implemented in both rural and urban areas by the Ministry of Rural Development. How many of the statements are correct? Only one, only two, all three, none. So this has been, the Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana has been in the news because the AP government had added YSR initials to the name of this flagship program, that is Pradhana Mantri Awas Yojana scheme. They have added the YSR initials to the name of this Pradhana Mantri Awas Yojana scheme. So the center has withheld funds for Pradhana Mantri Awas Yojana Gramin from AP. So in this context, you need to know about Pradhana Mantri Awas Yojana scheme. So under this scheme, we have two components. One is Pradhana Mantri Awas Yojana Gramin in rural area for rural areas, and Pradhana Mantri Awas Yojana urban. So the answer to this question, coming to the first statement, yes, it aims to provide housing for slum dwellers in both urban and rural areas as well. First statement is right. Coming to the second statement, the beneficiaries should not own a Paka house in their or family member's name. Yes, the beneficiaries should not have a own Paka house. Coming to the third statement, it is implemented in both rural and urban areas by the Ministry of Rural Development. No. It is implemented in rural areas by the Ministry of Rural Development, whereas in case of urban areas, it is implemented by Ministry of Housing and Urban Affairs. Okay. How many of the statements is or are correct? 1 and 2 statements were correct. So only 2 statements, both 1 and 2, that is two statements were correct. B is the right answer. So the scheme was launched to achieve the objective of housing for all by 2022. The Pradhana Mantri Awas Yojana Gramin was launched in 2016 and it is implemented by Ministry of Rural Development. The aim is to provide Paka house with basic amenities to all rural families who are homeless and who are living in a kacha houses. And this scheme is to help the rural people who are below the poverty line. Who were the beneficiaries under the scheme? People who belongs to SCs, STs, who freed those people with freed bonded laborers and non-SC, ST categories, widows, and the kin of defense personnel killed in action, ex-servicemen, retired members of the paramilitary forces, disabled persons, minorities as well, were the beneficiaries under the scheme. And the scheme is a centrally sponsored scheme. So the cost of unit assistance is shared between central and state governments. In case of plain areas, the ratio is 60:40. That 60% is shared by central government and 40% is shared by the state government. In case of northeastern and hilly areas, the ratio is 90:10. 90% is shared by the central government and 10% is shared by the state government. Pradhan Mantri Urban Scheme, which is also a component under this particular scheme. It is launched to provide housing for all in the urban areas by the year 2022 and it is implemented by Ministry of Housing and Urban Affairs. So it addresses the urban housing shortage among the urban poor, and this mission covers the entire area including statutory town area, notified area committee as well. This mission promotes women empowerment. How? By providing the ownership of the houses in the names of the female members or in joint name. Coming to the next question, consider the following statements with reference to the National Mineral Development Corporation. Statement 1. It is a public sector enterprise under the administrative control of the Ministry of Mines. Statement 2. It is the largest producer of iron ore in India. Which of the statements given above is or are correct? 1 only, 2 only, both 1 and 2, neither 1 nor 2. Why we have been discussing this question? Because the National Mineral Development Corporation has set to diversify its minerals portfolio. How? Because it has initiated gold mining operations in the West Australia through its subsidiary, that is Legacy Iron Ore Limited. That is why it has been in the news. Coming to the answer to this question, it is a public sector enterprise. Yes, it is a public sector enterprise. But it is not under the administrative control of Ministry of Mines. It is under the administrative control of Ministry of Steel. And second statement, it is the largest producer of iron ore in India. Yes, the National Mineral Development Corporation is the largest producer of iron ore in India. So only second statement is only correct. So option B is the right answer. The National Mineral Development Corporation is incorporated in 1958 as a Government of India public enterprise, and it has been the India's largest producer of iron ore. It is under the administrative control of the Ministry of Steel. It has engaged in the exploration of a range of minerals such as iron ore, copper, rock phosphate, limestone, dolomite, gypsum, bentonite, magnesite, diamond, tin, tungsten, graphite, and beach sands as well. So now it is also expanded its exploration by exploring the gold mining. And it owns and operates highly mechanized iron ore mines in Chhattisgarh and Karnataka. It also operates the only mechanized diamond mine in India. Where the diamond mine in India is located? It is located in Panna, Madhya Pradesh. Okay. And the National Mineral Development Corporation is considered to be the one of the low-cost producers of iron ore in the world. Their registered office is located in city of Hyderabad, Telangana. Coming to the next question, consider the following statements with respect to the World Local Production Forum. The platform is an initiative of World Trade Organization that aims to increase access to medicines and other health technologies. Second statement, the second edition of World Local Production Forum was held recently at New Delhi, India. Which of the statements given above is or are correct? One only, two only, both one and two, neither one nor two. So this platform is an initiative of World Health Organization, not World Trade Organization. So this platform is an initiative of World Health Organization, not World Trade Organization. And it aims to increase access to medicines and other health technologies. Yes, the later part of the statement is true, but the initial part of the statement is not true because it is an initiative of World Health Organization. Coming to the second statement, the second edition of World Local Production Forum was held recently at New Delhi, India. No, this is not true because the second edition of World Local Production Forum was to be held on 6th November at Netherlands, not New Delhi. So second statement is also wrong. So both 1 and 2 statements were incorrect. So which of the statements given above is or are correct? Neither 1 nor 2. D is the right option. So the World Local Production Forum, that is second edition of this forum, is scheduled to be held at Netherlands, which is expected to be attended by the Union Minister of State for Chemicals and Fertilizers representing India. So what was the aim of this forum? This forum aim is to increase the access to medicine and other health technologies, and it is an initiative of World Health Organization. So under this forum, the member states, the global communities will discuss and shape strategies that will galvanize collective action and foster partnerships on sustainable local production. How it would be supporting the local manufacturers? It would be supporting the local manufacturers by focusing on improving access to quality, safe, and effective health products, and also strengthening global, regional, and national health security. So the second World Local Production Forum, which was to be held at Hague, Netherlands, aims to provide global platform to discuss the key challenges in promoting the local production and technology transfer. In this, they would be exploring the various opportunities and mechanisms to tackle these challenges and to promote sustainable local production capacity to enhance the quality and access of medicines. Coming to the next question, which of the following is the best description of Alicaeus himalayai that was in the news recently? Option A, a newly discovered snail species. B, an invasive alien plant. C, a newly discovered medicinal plant. D, a rare species of freshwater fish. The right answer is it is a newly discovered snail species. So this has been discovered recently from a cave in Arunachal Pradesh. So this is a new snail species belonging to the genus Alicaeus, and it is a small land snails. It is a genus of the small land. Alicaeus is a genus of small land snails. This genus is the first to be reported in India. Usually, this genus is restricted to Southeast Asia, and they were reported from Laos, Vietnam, southern Thailand, and Malaysia. And this species is not known in India, and this is the first species that is found in this species is first to be found in India in Arunachal Pradesh. So this new species differ from another Himalayan elicate species due to its yellowish and conical shell. Coming to the next question, the Composite Water Management Index, often seen in the news, is published by which of the following agency? Central Groundwater Board, Ministry of Jal Shakti, Niti Aayog, India Water Foundation. So this Composite Water Management Index is published by or released by Niti Aayog. So this index is released by Niti Aayog, and in this index, it collects the countrywide water data in India. The first edition of this index was published in 2018 and the second edition in 2019. This is published by Niti Aayog and it was prepared in association with 3 other ministries that includes water resources, drinking water and sanitation, and rural development. This index is based on 9 themes, each having a separate attached weight and with 28 different indicators. The 9 themes were source augmentation and restoration of water bodies, source augmentation of groundwater, major and medium irrigation, watershed development, participatory irrigation practices, sustainable on-farm water use practices, rural drinking water, urban water supply and sanitation, as well as policy and governance. These were the 9 themes under this index. Coming to the next question, Pancorius sebastiani, recently seen in the news, is a snake, fish, frog, and spider. So, the right answer is spider. Option D is the right answer. Pancorius sebastiani is a spider. So, the researchers have discovered the new species of a jumping spider from the Shendurne Wildlife Sanctuary. Where is this Shendurne Wildlife Sanctuary located? It is located in Kerala, Kollam district of the Kerala. It is under the Agasthamalai Biosphere Reserve. Okay. What were the features of this new species of the jumping spider? The males and the females of Pancoria sebastiani exhibit a reddish brown carapace and a yellowish abdomen and a chevron. Chevron shaped means V-shaped or inverted V-shaped markings that were present on the back side of the body here. Here we can see the chevron shaped the markings. Okay, these were the markings. So this new species belongs to the jumping spider genus Pancorius simon and Salticidae family. So this is named after a taxonomist, Sebastian. The Pancorius genus of Asian jumping spiders is primarily distributed in Southeast Asia, and in India they were only present in east and northeast regions in India. And this is the first species to be reported from the south. Coming to the next question, Bulava ballistic missile recently seen in the news was developed by which of the following countries? Iran, Russia, China, North Korea. The right answer is Russia. It has been in the news because the Russia has successfully conducted the test launch of Bulava ballistic missile. What is this Bulava ballistic missile? It is a Russian submarine. It is a intercontinental ballistic missile. What is the intercontinental ballistic missile? A ballistic missile which has a range over 8,000 kilometers or 5,000 miles is known as intercontinental ballistic missile. It is designed to be deployed onto the Russia's Bore class ballistic missile submarines. It has a launch weight of 36,800 kgs and it is a 3-stage solid fuel missile. It is designed to carry multiple warheads and each warhead can strike a different target. But what is ballistic missile? If you go to the basics, it is a rocket-propelled, self-guided strategic weapon. What do you mean by this? Initially, it is powered by a rocket. Later, it follows a unpowered trajectory. That is, it will be moved by the it will follow a trajectory under the influence of a gravity and friction of the atmosphere. And it will follow a ballistic trajectory. Ballistic trajectory means a parabolic path. This is the parabolic path. Okay. This ballistic missile can carry either a nuclear or conventional warheads as well. So one of the disadvantage of this ballistic missiles is that it goes to a higher altitude, so that the enemy radar can easily detect the ballistic missiles. So this is one of the disadvantage in the ballistic missile. So by this, we will be concluding this session. I hope this session was helpful. The PDF of this topic will be provided in our Telegram channel. Thank you.